The big one, as of right now, the main event of WrestleMania 34 is Brock Lesnar defending the Universal Championship going up against none other than Roman Reigns. This, of course, is a rematch of WrestleMania 31. It seems like WWE is not going to be playing off on the rematch factor all that much. Maybe they don't want to act like they're repeating something that already happened in history. As of right now, there is no money in the bank to sort of bring anybody into the match, so much like Seth Rollins did to interfere in the WrestleMania 31 main event, where Rollins would end up pinning Roman Reigns to become the Universal Champion, and then going off on a run where Rollins held the belt all the way until WrestleMania 32, and the only thing that stopped him was a knee injury that took him out of action. Last time, they were doing some sort of a weird angle. I'm not sure if WWE was trying to play off on the factor of maybe turning Roman Reigns heel. At the time, there was a lot of rumors of Brock Lesnar leaving WWE, where he was actually going to be signing with UFC and going back in, getting into the Octagon. But, they did the whole sit-down interview because Monday Night Raw had to be canceled due to a snowstorm, where they had Paul Heyman talking to Roman Reigns, talking about the fact that he had worked with members of his family in the wrestling industry back in the day, and that he actually did respect Roman Reigns. And that was the whole thing that people were hanging on to, that maybe they would do the thing sort of like Survivor Series 2002, where it was actually going to be Paul that would turn on Brock and actually join up with Roman, much like what happened to Brock with Big Show at the time, when Big Show was the first guy to beat Brock Lesnar in WWE. They ended up not going with that, but it was in the back of a lot of people's minds until Brock ended up re-signing the week of WrestleMania, when they did the announcement on ESPN. And to a lot of people, that sort of saved WrestleMania, because if you can remember, that year after Roman won the Royal Rumble is basically when fans were doing the whole hashtag quit the network, and people were writing emails and tweeting things about how they were going to cancel the network and they were never going to watch WWE again. And here we are 4 years later. They're doing the same match, and WWE numbers on the WWE network are up. I think that honestly, when you look at ratings, when it comes to numbers, they might be down, but it's not like WWE is really hurting for money or hurting for fans. I wish I could say that WWE, I wish they would learn from their mistake, but WrestleMania 31, even though it's not one of the best WrestleManias of all time, it definitely was a really fun WrestleMania. And it's not like people really, thought that Roman versus Brock was the worst match of all time. Definitely Brock, kicked Roman's ass in that match. Roman was barely able to get any offense in before Seth Rollins came into the match. He was just being thrown from corner to corner. He's basically getting taken to Suplex City, to the point where Roman was laughing at himself for not being able to actually be able to hurt Brock at all. I'm not sure if that's exactly the same storyline that they're going to go for. Since then, at WrestleMania 32, Roman Reigns was able to defeat Triple H to become the WWE Champion in the main event. And then at WrestleMania 33, Roman Reigns was able to beat Undertaker in what was supposed to be looked at as a retirement match, where, Roman was able to dominate and overtake the Undertaker, and show that Undertaker just didn't have it anymore. To me, I really think that Undertaker and Brock is sort of, to me, it's almost like that dagger in the heart, like WWE saying, like, gosh, why don't you get it? Roman is the man. He needs to be the Hulk Hogan or the John Cena of this era. We need you fans to get on board. To me, I think what WWE needs to do is just get over that hump. If you want to push Roman every pay-per-view where he's going to go in there and he's going to overcome the odds and he's going to beat people, just do it. Because to me, honestly, even though you might have people boo him on pay-per-view and you might have people boo him on TV, I think you're still going to have the same people show up to house shows. You're going to have the same people show up and buy Monday Night Raw tickets. You're going to have the same people buy WrestleMania tickets each and every year because it's WWE, and people know that even though they don't like Roman Reigns and he is the WWE champion, there are people, whether if it's the tag team guys or, you know, the 205 Live guys or even the women on the roster, that they can support, and they're going to want to show up and see them each and every time. I think we've all learned by now that even though it is the Universal Championship and it might be in the main event, you know, you can make your own main event and basically say, like, this is the match that I want to see, and this is the match that I care about, and everything else than that, if that's a good match, that's gravy on top of it, and I already know that I'm getting my money's worth. To me, when I see Roman Reigns, I don't really get ecstatic. I don't, you know, take my shirt off and start like, yeah, it's the man right there. But I think when I definitely watch his pay-per-view matches, I can't think of many that don't deliver. I mean, if a Roman Reigns best of DVD came out, and I went and I picked it up, and I think I put that, you know, in the DVD player, and I started watching it, I don't think I'd be able to pick out many matches that I just didn't like. I think that it just seems like there's a lot of moments in his career that I just don't really appreciate, because it seems like he's getting them each and every week. But, you know, we've grown up with this with Hulk Hogan. We've gone through this with John Cena. We understand that there is supposed to be one guy on the top of the mountain, even though it might not be the guy that we think should be there. We're still going to support everybody else. So this is going to be a good Mania. Hope everybody that's going is going to be having one hell of a trip. And hope you guys know that I'll be watching your videos. If you guys be posting them up there, and you know, trying to follow you guys on Twitter and Instagram, seeing who you guys are meeting at Access and WrestleCon and stuff like that. So I'm sure there's going to be more videos to come. I just wanted to knock out the first full show preview, and I'll talk to you guys later, and I'll see you guys down the road.